Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Landis Ray Morgan, and I'm here with my beautiful wife.
Hello, I'm Rotunda Morgan.
And you are tuned in to another episode of Living More with the Morgans. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
We're going to have a good one today, baby. And,
Yes.
you know, I'm feeling festive because we got the whole fall season. It's the first day of November, you guys, and the leaves are turning. Things are starting to fall. Things, it's the cuddle up weather. It's the time to get sexy with it, with the weather and everything. I already, you know what I'm saying? So you guys, we're having a good time today. I'm Living More with the Morgans, and we're glad that you have tuned in. And of course, if you know some people who aren't tuned into the broadcast, don't know about the broadcast, go ahead, hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button, but then you can hit that share button. Get them over here to the new channel right here on YouTube. And we're also on our Facebook page. And so we want you guys to be tuning in at all times. And again, on Sundays at 2:00 p.m., the upload is right here on YouTube and on Facebook, you guys. And so again, it is the fall season. Things are turning, the leaves are falling, and we're feeling good. We're feeling festive. We're getting ready for the holidays.
Yes.
You know, I know we just got through. Yesterday was Halloween. Now, no shade to people who celebrate Halloween. No shade to y'all. But we don't really rock with Halloween.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I ain't rock with Halloween since I was a kid.
Me too.
You know?
Me too.
And so if that's your thing and that's what you do what you do, but we haven't rocked with it with a little bit. So I really kind of consider the holidays starting like around this time going into Thanksgiving and everything.
Me too.
So
yeah.
And that's more of a national family holiday. I don't know if Halloween is really that. I know people have fun and they do the parties and all that stuff, but I think about the holidays more going into, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so you guys, we're gearing up for the holidays, and we want to kind of piggyback off of last week's show. And if you didn't get a chance to check out last week's show, we definitely want you to go back in the archives right here on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page, and you can view last week's episode. Okay. And so that was our first episode after about 2 years.
Correct.
And it was emotional. It was emotional. It was emotional being back. It was emotional about some of the things that we were talking about and some of the topics that we were hitting on, especially, you know, when you were discussing your family and everything. So if you guys didn't check that out, haven't checked it out yet, go back and get a refresher on last week's episode. And so you'll kind of pick up where we are this week on this episode today. And so we want to I want to start, Babe, kind of where we pick up where we start off last week, where we were talking about, you know, how you were grieving, and the past 2 years really had to kind of refine us and define us, if I will. You know, I can say that because we had to find who we were again. We had to find who we were individually and as a couple.
Yes.
And those things, when you lose loved ones, when my wife lost her parents, we had challenges, right? We had challenges, not necessarily with money and stuff, but like, where do we go from here, right? When you lose two pillars like your parents, where do we go?
Right.
You know, how do you pick up and move on with life? You know, there's really no manuals out there that tell us how to really do that. And so the 2 years that we were gone, you guys, it was tough to navigate through, but I believe that we have, and I believe that we still are. And when I talk about the challenges that we were facing, it was like there were challenges with our intimacy, and not that, you know, we can't get it on, but it's like emotionally, how do you become one with each other when those emotions of bereavement and grief and all that is there?
And it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It is. It's a challenge because grief can be so overwhelming, you know, and you can't think of anything else. You know, yes, you know, my parents has been gone now for 2 years. I was just telling you on yesterday, someone had tagged me in not tagged me, but they actually went to a post. I didn't know who it was, but so I saw it and it came in my email. And so I went to Facebook to look at it and see what it was. It was someone that was that knew one of my cousins. And so they actually, you know, looked at the pictures of my mom passing.
Oh, wow.
And so I saw the hearse backed up at the at the church, and I saw the casket in there. So it
kind of made you relive that all over again.
All over again. It's every day. I talk to you about, at nighttime, I can't rest because, I'm thinking of them and thinking of our times we had together. And, just, I say this often, and I've said this before, I had wonderful parents, my brother and I, and we were extremely close. So yesterday, to see that brought back a flood of emotions. It's not like it's over. You learn how to navigate through it. You learn as you go. God begins to, you literally can feel that he's there with you. And because we're believers, I can literally feel him with me. And I literally heard him say, "No, daughter. Let's go. Keep going." So it's a challenge, you guys. It's not easy. Just talking about them now, her and my dad, is still tough.
And I think, and I want people to understand, and I've told you this, honey, of course, is that when you lose your parents, I mean, these are your parents. These weren't, nothing against having an uncle or an auntie or something like that. Nothing against that, but these are your parents. And so when you lose those people that raised you, that birthed your mom that birthed you, that's a different kind of hurt. I know, even for me, with my father passing 20 years ago, I'll be honest, it's gotten easier over the years to be able to cope with that loss. But you still feel it. You still go through bouts of, man, I wish my pops was still here, And so I would tell anybody that's watching is that when you're going through these seasons of grief, and especially if it's new, I mean, for you and for us both, it's only been 2 years.
Dad, not yet. Dad would be December the 19th.
Exactly.
It'll be for Dad.
It'll be 2 years for your father. So, it's still fresh. It's still fresh. It's still, new to us. And so again, you guys, we're having to navigate through this, and we hopefully while we're going through it, because one of the things I wanted to do different with this platform is I want us to be, and we already are, and I want us to be transparent, and I want us to be vulnerable enough to show people that we're in it. Now we didn't take a 6-step course, and now we're on the other side, and now we can tell you how you can get through this. And no, I want people to really understand that we're in the midst of the storm. And we are navigating through it. We're getting through it, and it might be that by the skin of our teeth in some areas, but we're getting through it. And so we want to be an encouragement to you, because there's somebody that is going through something similar or worse. And they're trying to figure out, how do I get through this storm? Who else is going through this storm with me? And sometimes, babe, just knowing that someone else is going through something similar helps you become encouraged. It helps you be inspired, like, okay, if they're drudging through this, I can too. Right. Yeah. If their boat has shipwrecked and they still made it to shore, then I can swim to shore too. Right. And so again, just kind of picking up from last week, and again, if you guys have not tuned in to last week's show, please do so by visiting our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, where you can find last week's episode and watch the whole thing, because you'll kind of understand why we're almost doing a part 2, if you will, of last week's broadcast. And in talking about grief, and now we've crossed into November, October was a rough month. October was a rough month. I mean, this whole year has been, tough and been plagued with all kinds of issues. Not just even societal issues. Racism is just on the rise. All bigotry, everything is just going nuts now. But I think in October, we saw all kind of people passing. Celebrities were passing. People that we know personally that were, were passing away. And so October was rough, you guys. And so one individual, and there were several. One individual in particular was our big brother in the faith, Big Chris. Chris O'Neill Johnson, our Potter's House fam, and Big Chris passed away a couple of weeks ago, and he was interred on yesterday. And this brother had a heart bigger than who he was. I mean, Chris gave hugs like you. No, on the real, he gave them hugs that you feel, and not just because he was a big dude, but because you could feel his heart and you could feel his sincerity. When he would ask, how you guys doing? And he want a serious answer from us, like, how are you guys doing? And he had that, that New Orleans accent and everything. And so shout out to his family. We definitely are praying for the Johnson family. And Big Chris, I know you with the Lord, brother. And if you guys don't know about Big Chris, those that are watching this broadcast, if you watch the Potter's House broadcast with Bishop T.D. Jakes and Pastors Torrey and Sarah Roberts, you would hear this voice before they would start preaching, and just this random big voice that would say, let's go to work, right before they would come up to preach. Well, that was Big Chris. And he would just get everything kick-started for that sermon, for that message, with shouting out, let's go to work. And so, Big Chris, we're going to continue the work. We're going to continue going forward with what you suggested that we do.
Right. And thank you for believing in us.
Yes.
He believed in it. He was intentional. He was an intentional person. Just like you said with the hugs, you could feel it, because it was his heart. You could feel his heart. And when he asked you, are you all right?
Yeah.
You sure everything good?
Right.
Yeah, well, you good.
Yeah.
That was him. But he was bigger than life. He was security for us at the Potter's House, member there for over 25 years. Just a wonderful man. Absolutely. So yes, we're going to keep the Johnson family in prayer.
Yes.
And many others that we are going through right now.
Absolutely.
As well.
I believe also a brother, friend of ours, Willie Epting, lost his wife, Patrice. Is it Patrice or Patricia? I'm sorry. I believe it's Patrice. Yes. I'm sorry. And he lost his wife, Patrice Epting, and I don't know if she was ill or if it was sudden, but we definitely want to keep the Epting family lifted in prayer. And, our condolences definitely to the entire family and to Willie and to her children.
Yes.
Her children that are mourning the loss of their mother. And so, and then, nationally, internationally, one of my favorite artists, D'Angelo, for his family, the Archer family, they buried him today in Virginia. And so if you're a fan of music, particularly Black soul music, D'Angelo was huge. D'Angelo was like our Prince. D'Angelo was, if you name the greatest Black artists of all time, top 5, top 10, you have to name D'Angelo. That's how influential D'Angelo was, and his music was, and his music will continue on, just like Michael Jackson, just like a Prince, and so many others that have left here. And so again, October was rough, and there's many others, you guys, that passed, and we send our sincere condolences to all of those families who have lost loved ones here recently. And we want to piggyback off of last week because we're entering into the holiday season. Those losses, people who are going through challenges right now, November 1st, so many people were to lose benefits, their SNAP benefits, which means people weren't going to eat. And so thank God for the judges, the Supreme Court coming in and saying, no, we're going to release these funds to people who need these, who need their SNAP benefits so that they can eat. And that's just the right thing to do.
That's just the right thing to do.
It ain't no point of traveling the world and having photo ops with presidents and all this different stuff, and your people back at home are potentially not going to eat.
Right.
So, and I'm not going to go there,
Right.
but
you're correct.
It's the reality.
It's reality.
It's that your people at home were potentially not going to eat and suffer, but we're having photo ops with folks around the world. No, we're going to take care of home.
Right.
You know, the scripture says, a man who doesn't take care of his home is less than an infidel.
That's right.
You got to take care of the house. You got to take care of who's under your jurisdiction.
Yes.
Because these people put you in position of power and leadership to lead them.
Right.
Not to lead everybody else, but to lead us to where we need to go as citizens. And so I share that because we're going into a tough stretch closing out the year. And the holidays can be some of the best times for some and can be some of the worst times for others. And I want us to have a different perspective because, again, we've been through some tough months. We've lost some people. Finances have been just, ridiculous here.
Because of the economy.
Because of the economy.
Right.
People are losing jobs. I think it was Amazon. Some of the biggest companies in the world just had massive layoffs.
Yes.
I'm talking about thousands of people. And so when you think about that kind of thing, babe, you're talking tens of thousands of people losing their job 2 months before the end of the year.
Right.
2 months before we really get into the holiday season.
Right.
Talk to me. That's got to be, I know how frustrated that is for me, but what does that do for you? Because
it's frustrating. And think about some people are single. Think about women with children, men with children, or trying to make ends meet. Mm-hmm. Think about our elderly. Mm-hmm. They need the assistance. Right. So the Bible says charity started at home, right? And then spread abroad. Mm-hmm. We have to take care of home first. We got even veterans and people that that are in need right now. So it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, people have to eat. We have to live. Have to survive. Our children, benefits being cut. What does that do for school benefits as well? Mm-hmm. So, a lot of times kids don't eat until they get to school, because their parents or guardian don't have a lot to give. Mm-hmm. So we're in a time now that, we have to be hands and boots on the ground. Right. We have to go back to the old days. Mm-hmm. Remember when I used to tell you about that? Mm-hmm. The old days where, let me help you. What do you need? Right. What can I do to assist? Even we were looking at Cheryl Action Jackson, who has a pantry here to help feed the less fortunate, called Minnie's Pantry. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about how the shelves were empty. Right. Empty. And she was so emotional about it because she started this pantry in her mother's name to help others who need it in the communities. So this is a season now where we really want to have to. We can't just give a turkey and turn around and shake a hand and leave. You understand what I mean?
That part.
We're going to have to be really, okay, what do you need? We really have to be community. Because you can't expect the government to be that.
And I think
do that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. You're absolutely 100% on. And in order to be community, fam, we have to be kind to one another. Like I have to have empathy.
Empathy.
Right? Gosh. Not just sympathy, but I have to have empathy for my neighbor. I have to have compassion for the person next to me, for my neighbor. And I know there are some people out here who bypass having empathy. But the only way you can truly have community, the only way that you can truly you can show love for one another, is by showing kindness first. Is by showing that I empathize with your situation. I'm putting myself in your shoes.
That's right.
And I'm going to do something outside of my comfort zone, outside of my convenience, to be able to uplift you, to be able to help you.
Absolutely.
And so right now, even with all the societal issues that are going on in America in particular, right now, Christianity is really going through the ringer. as it should be. And it's going through a period of reformation because what we have known has not, if it's half the truth, it's then, and it's not all the truth, then it's no truth. Yeah. And so we've been living a lie and putting a stamp of Christian approval on things that God doesn't necessarily approve of. Right. So if you're not going to show kindness to the foreigner, which is scriptural, then you're contradicting what you say you believe. Right.
Yeah, right. That's right.
If you're not going to show love to someone who doesn't look like you or doesn't worship like you or who doesn't believe like you or you don't agree with their sexual orientation or their identity, if you don't show love towards those people, but you can put your stamp of Christian approval on something over here and you say, well, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that, you're lying to yourself. You're not only lying on the faith that you say that you represent, but you're lying to yourself. Why? Because the foundation of community is kindness. Is empathy, is compassion.
But we have to realize something, that any of us can be on the streets at any moment in time.
Yes.
With this one world order now that's going on, at any point in time, oh, okay, it feels you comfortable now. You don't know what tomorrow, the next minute will bring. So we have to come from an angle of that, knowing, wait a minute.
It could be us.
It could be us next week.
Right.
You know, people are in need. So it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if I cut my hand and someone that is from another country cut their hand and they bleed, it's still red.
It's red,
right? So we have to have what you just said: compassion, empathy, understanding, care.
And it said, and it's, you know, and we're people of faith, and so you guys, we're as people of faith, we're basing it off of what we find in the Holy Scriptures, and it says, love is patient. Love is what? It's kind.
Yeah.
So if you're out here and you're going to be just flat out mean to people, then you can't have the love of God in you. I don't care how many conferences you go to. I don't care how many rosary beads you keep kissing and sending up to Hail Marys or whatever. You can do all that until you blue in the face. But if you don't show kindness, if you don't show compassion and love towards people, you cannot have the love of God in you. You cannot. You can, if you can see injustice happening to people and it don't affect you, it doesn't hurt you. If you can see things and scroll through on the internet and somebody just got bombed and a school just got shot up, or they killing folks over here in Sudan and Cameroon, if you can see those things and just keep scrolling and it don't affect you in no way, where you have no compassion, then you can't have the love of God in you.
Right.
And these are the conversations that we're not having. So, and I wanted to say that, honey, because again, going into the holiday months, there are people that are going through.
That's right.
And when you're going through something, you're going to need people that are going to be kind, that are going to be generous, that are going to have some compassion.
Right.
So you said something earlier that was so on it. And this is not against anybody who goes out and gives away turkeys. I'm not saying anything against that. I think that is a noble act of generosity to do that. But what I am saying is, if you can do more, then let's do more.
Because we don't all eat just one day.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
We don't all eat just one day.
And
we're gonna just eat November the 23rd or 24th.
Yeah.
And then the other months we don't eat.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Right.
We have to think beyond just one day.
Right. And our kids are not going to just eat on one day.
Right. Even though I know we have different places for, food pantries and different things like that. But again, like we said earlier, they're having to find ways to restock because of what's going on with the government. Yes, thank God that the Supreme Court stepped in, but at the same time, people are still need now. There's so many homeless people on the streets now, more now than ever, and so we have to understand, again, any of us can be there. Any of us. We've talked to homeless people.
You one paycheck away.
A lot of them, you guys, Some of them are professionals. We're professional people.
Right.
You understand? They've gone through a hard time, lost a loved one suddenly, went through a loss, all kinds of things. So we have to understand there are people out there that need us. Look, the Bible says it give and it shall be given unto you. Right? Give. When you give and help someone else, you wouldn't believe the peace and the joy that will come over your own heart. You understand? Because of your giving. Because it's better to give than it is to receive.
And that's what I believe the holidays are for.
I believe the same.
And that's what the holidays should be about. Holy days.
Yes.
It's about giving. It's about family. And so I want people to be very careful as we go into the holiday season, as that, again, it's not about giving and getting stuff necessarily, or let me do my part, or let me do my charitable act of kindness, whatever. No, it's about carrying that every day of every day of the year. Not just for Thanksgiving, not just coming up Christmas and the Jewish holidays and so forth and so on. No, every day we're going to strive to be compassionate and be kind toward one another. And so, guys, I want to jump back into this, babe. I don't want us to go anywhere, but we got to pay some bills, you guys, and we're going to have a couple of commercials, and we'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere. Living More with the Morgans. We'll be right back.
Where can I find a professional logo designer? Wow, nice. Infusion Design Solutions. Visit us online at infusion.com.
All right, you guys, we're back right here on Living More with the Morgans, and we're having a little bit of fun today, and we're enjoying this new chillier weather right here. And I don't know where you at, but right now here in Dallas, the temperatures have kind of cooled down and feeling kind of sexy, and got on our fall colors and everything. And so, we're bringing it back how it needs to be brought back. Which, what say ye?
This is what I deal with. See,
no, this is what I deal with, you guys. When the camera is off, y'all don't know what I deal with. Y'all don't know what I deal with. But you guys, we wanted to jump back in and just kind of continue what we were talking about in the first segment. Is that as the holidays are coming, and as they approach, we need to be kind, we need to be compassionate, and we need to love one another. And during this time of the holidays, man, people put a lot of pressure on themselves.
Yes.
And they put pressure on themselves to perform. And what I mean by performing is now's the time where, I got to get my hustle on. I got to do this. I got to get gifts for people. I got to go. And people will go broke for Christmas gifts. And they will go broke on Black Holiday trying to jump out here and stampede and run over people.
Stampede.
Wow. just to get $20 off a flat screen TV. And it's crazy, but I say that, but knowing that there are people who have pressure on them the worst during the holidays. Pressure on the job, right? Some of these corporate jobs, they want more out of you because they're closing out the year. So they're going to put more pressure on you when you get to work. They want your numbers to be higher. Whatever the reason is, people go through a tough time during the holidays. Again, with what we mentioned earlier about grief and so forth. And so I want to tell people that because our society, particularly here in America, has a way of wanting to put this weight on people, and we already have a lot of weight on us, I would ask you to peel all that stuff off as much as you can. People are going to be grasping at you, kids, family members, so forth and so on, in-laws, whomever. But the most important thing is your well-being. The most important thing is your life. Right. Because if your life is not full and fulfilled, you have nothing to pour into anybody else.
That's right.
If your life is stagnant and stuck, then you can't run with nobody else. You can't run to do the things in life that you need to do in order to be a blessing and help to other people. So I would tell people, honey, they need to become priority now.
Right. That's exactly right.
Not working 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs just to put Christmas gifts under the tree, or to have one meal on one day.
Right.
No, I would rather you be here. I would rather you be healthy.
Right.
I would rather you be in full mind, in full body, in full full of yourself, full of life.
Right.
Rather than you struggling through the last 2 months of the year.
Right.
What do you say to that?
I agree. The commercials, all of that, they're going to be more intense, more commercials, more about different things, to buy, to purchase. This is on sale, that's on sale. All of that's going to be in your face. You're not going to get away from it. But just like you said, babe, we have to now know what is priority. And in the times that we live in now, it is so much depression. It's so much of people are down on themselves. Their situation, they've gone through it for, sometimes people have gone through things for years, and Christmas is a time that we celebrate who? Christ, our Lord and our Savior. And this is what the holidays is all about. I remember us growing up, we talk about it often. Yes, our parents, made sure the things that we wanted were under the tree, they did, absolutely. But now that we're older, and now that we're more wiser and we have more wisdom, and there are so many other things to deal with now, we have to realize that the most important thing is our mental health, our emotional health, and our relationships with families. Because just as we said in the first half of the show, there's people that are no longer here. And spending time with your family and your friends and making new memories and making new friends and new people coming into the family, people are getting married. All of this is so much more important, to have that time with your loved one, your significant other, those, your children. they grow up, they get older, they're gone, they have their own lives, they're gone off to college, what have you. So we have to realize what is, or know what is more important now. Yes, get a few gifts, that's okay, but don't go break the bank, excuse me, break the bank, because you're trying to go and get, okay, little Johnny wants 6 or 7 toys. No, because you look up in the next week, a lot of those toys gonna be broke up, tore up, and gonna be outside in a tree somewhere, because it's for a moment. So I'm not saying, and hear me, we're not saying don't buy your children anything, don't buy people anything, but don't overwhelm yourself that you have to go out and do something that you don't need to be doing and stressing yourself out just to get that present, that extra gift. You understand?
You don't need to put more pressure, more on yourself,
right?
Right. And again, we tend to do that here in our society,
in the Western society, right?
We and it's fed to us through the media. It's fed to us through commercials. It's fed to us through marketing.
That's what I said earlier. Yes,
you can't get away from it. It's on your phone, social media. They're taking out ads right now. We were seeing Christmas ads before Halloween.
Right.
Halloween wasn't even here, and we were seeing full blown Christmas ads.
Babe, even if you upload anything on Facebook or Instagram or what have you, there's an ad in it now. So you're going to be inundated with it. You're going to be inundated with it. It's going to be, Christmas is here. Thanksgiving come, it's gone. They're on it with the Christmas.
And unfortunately, they've commercialized everything.
Right? So
nothing seems to be about family anymore. Even though they'll portray it in these commercials and these ads that it's about family, it's all this stuff. But for them, for corporate, retail, it's about the money. It's about, okay, this is the time of the
closing the year strong.
We're going to close the year out strong.
Right.
And we're going to sell these products, and we're going to get them off the shelf so we can make way for what's coming up in the next year.
Yes.
And so we just want you guys just to just to have some wisdom. Now you're going to do what you want to do, and that's understandable. But hopefully, this helps kind of give you a little bit more wisdom to act differently.
Right.
And so again, you're not putting more pressure on you than you already have.
That's right.
And so again, we've got enough on us.
Right.
Anywhere in the world, we've got enough on us. And so the world is shifting, the world is changing. And how people are coping with those things, unfortunately, people have always taken to drugs. They've always taken to recreational use and alcohol and different things like that. But now we're seeing a higher uptick of suicide. Yeah. And we see that around the holidays. Yes. And can I be honest, fam? I used to think suicide was just a white folks thing. Yeah. I have to say that. Yeah. In my ignorance, 15, 20 years ago, I thought, man, only white folks was killing themselves. No. It is everybody, of course, but it has been prevalent in the Black community, among Hispanics, Asian. Yes. I didn't know people in Asia and Tokyo and stuff, they take themselves out of here. Yeah. Because life, and I think about Japan. Japan is very, much about money and tech and corporate and all these different things, and people are taking themselves out of here.
Yeah, because of pressure.
Because of the pressure, and they don't have any hope in anything.
Yeah.
And so, I really want us to talk to that, because if you are struggling right now with thoughts of taking yourself out of this earth, and we're going to put up a 1-800 number, a hotline number that you can call here on the screen. But if you have any kind of thoughts that you can't make it, you're not going to make it, or that leaving this earth, leaving this life is a better alternative, you're only seeing a minor piece of the puzzle. And you're not seeing the whole picture. You don't know what God has for you 5 years from now. You don't know what He has for you 5 months from now. Right. You don't know how your whole life in your situation can turn for the better next week. So we need you here. The world needs you here. There are people that need you here. Yes. And so if you are thinking, if you have any thoughts that, hey, I want to check up out of here. And I know people start thinking like this during the holidays, because again, that pressure is packed on them to perform or to do stuff outside of, what they able to handle.
Right. And grief. Yeah.
Where people are saying, what's the use of going on? Yes. I've lost this person.
Yes.
This, my spouse may not be here. Yes. My parents may not be here. My son or daughter may not be here. All those kinds of thoughts will enter into a lot of people's heads during the holidays. And you guys, I just want to share, we need you here.
Right.
There are people that need you here. There are people that want you here. And again, God has more for you than what is right now. But you won't know that, and you won't get to that if you just look at right now and say, oh, I can't cope with right now. You don't know what next week is.
Right.
You don't know what next month is going to be. You don't know what 2026 is going to bring for you. But if you end it, you'll never know. And the people who love you, and there are people that love you, they'll never get to see it either. So again, we're going to put the number on the screen that people can call, that if you need to talk to somebody, it's totally anonymous. It's totally confidential. And it's you one-on-one with someone who can at least listen to you. And a lot of times, honey, that's really all we need.
Yes.
A lot of us is just someone
who care.
Thank you. Someone who, again, kindness, compassion.
Yes.
It's just someone that will listen.
Right.
That it's a no judgment zone. And my wife and I are that.
Yes.
If you drop something in our inbox, if you want to email us, livingmoremorgans@gmail.com. You want to hit our website up at www.livingmorewiththemorgans.com, and you want to send us a message through our website. and you are thinking about these kinds of things, or you want prayer, if you just want somebody to chop it up and just, I need to vent,
we're here.
Hit us up.
Yes.
Straight up.
Please.
Hit us up.
Please.
This ain't a platform where we just gonna floss and act like we got it all together. We're not about that life.
No, because why? We've been there.
Exactly.
We have been there. We've been depressed. We've wanted to give up. We wanted to die.
Absolutely.
We wanted to leave from here. It's not, it doesn't discriminate. You know, depression, hopelessness. It doesn't discriminate with color or anything. We've been there.
Rich people are depressed. Poor people are depressed. Yeah. Middle class people are depressed. White people are depressed.
Right. We've
Black
been
people,
there.
Indian people.
Yes.
People go through it. We, like my wife said, we've been there.
Yes.
And so we would not be here if we would have taken those actions that we had contemplated taking.
Yes.
So if you need someone to vent to, if you need someone to release to, don't try to take it on yourself.
Right.
Don't try to take these holidays on yourself.
That's right.
Reach out to someone. Reach out to someone you love. Reach out to us. Like I said, our website is available. Our social media platforms are available. That you can hit us up, you can inbox us, and we will get back to you. It's not no, oh well, I never heard back from you. No. Yes. We man those posts, and we engage and we interact. We man those inboxes. What comes to our website's a brand new website, so you can get in touch with us, because you don't have to go through this alone, and we don't want to go through nothing alone. No. We may need you. On the cool, you may look up a month from now, and we need to be talking to you.
Right.
You may have something, and again, that's what community is that you have something that I need. I have something that you need, and we share it amongst one another.
That's right.
It is a commonwealth.
Right.
We share what we have. We share our resources.
Right.
I know in your time where you come from, East Texas, y'all really out there in the country. If someone needed some sugar, they come in and knock in your house and say, "Hey, I'm cooking this cake. I need some sugar. I'm cooking these ribs. I need some barbecue sauce. Y'all got some barbecue sauce?" And it was no thing.
No.
Right?
Not at all.
That's what we got to get back to, family.
Right.
Is we got to get back to what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine, and we can share and build and grow from that. But if everybody's going to be out here trying to pull themselves by their own bootstraps, and you ain't got no bootstraps, then we all stuck up.
Right.
And so, guys, we got to have some compassion. And I wanted to share that, is that people who are dealing with grief right now, people who are dealing with depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, mental health issues, please, this is no time to try to handle it on yourself, by yourself, and handle it on your own, and try to be cool. Brothers, this ain't no time to try to be cool and fly.
Right.
No, not if you need help, not if you're hurting. Right. Being macho ain't gonna get you through it.
No.
Oh, I'm a man. Yeah, you need another man.
Yes.
You need people.
Yes.
You need someone.
That's right.
Ladies, I know now it's the same thing with the ladies.
Same.
Ladies, I know y'all independent now. Some of y'all, I don't need no man. I'm good. I'm a boss B. I'm a boss. Okay, that's cool. But you gonna need somebody.
Right. Right. Because life is gonna keep lifing.
Right.
You understand?
Absolutely.
It's going to keep lifing. So we all need each other.
Right.
We need each other to get through this.
And we need God.
The most important piece of this is we need Him.
We need God. We need.
Right.
I call him.
And He's right here.
Exactly.
He wants to be there.
He's not far off.
He's right here.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not far off. He's not. And I'm a dare to say this. You can meet Him. You can pause this podcast and meet Him. You can meet Him while you're watching this podcast. Right now. You don't have to wait until next Sunday morning, or when you go to church, or Wednesday night Bible study. If you don't have to wait until then. If you don't know Him, He's waiting on you to be like, yo, I don't have any other answers. I don't have a clue of what I'm doing. And family, I'm gonna tell you this: it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, I don't know what I'm doing. Life doesn't come with a manual. but it comes with a savior, and it comes with a comforter.
Yes.
And if you don't receive the savior, if you don't receive the comforter, then you're gonna go through life like you're going through hell, and you're not going to even know how to navigate it, and you're not going to have any comfort. You're not going to have any encouragement. You're not going to have any answers on how do I get through this.
Right.
So you guys, we need each other.
Right. And like you said, reach out to us if anyone needs prayer, just someone to listen. This is a no judgment zone, period.
All day,
every day. Yeah. So we need each other, and let's be there for one another. Mm-hmm. Let's show the world what it means to love, to show love. You know.
And can I say this, honey? I want to say that a lot of what we're seeing in the world right now, particularly here in America, with a lot of racism and bigotry, all of this is distractions.
Yeah.
These are all distractions to pit us against one another
continually
and to keep us angry, to keep us divided. All of these things are distractions because there has to be something great up ahead that the enemy wants to distract us from all getting.
Right.
But there's a few bad apples in the bunch.
It's always a few.
It's always a few. And we can't burn down the whole supermarket because there's a few bad apples in the produce section. So we have to understand that when we see the bad apples, you call them out and you discard them. And you push them to the side and you say, nope, I'm still going to eat. I'm still going to get some apples. I'm still going to do what I have to do. And whatever I have to discard, whatever I have to get rid of, whatever I have to ignore, I will do that for my peace. I will do that for my sanity. I will do that for my mental health. I will do that for my salvation. And I will do that for my family. I will do that for my kids. Whatever the situation calls for,
right,
is that we cannot succumb to the distractions that are constantly in our face, constantly being played on our social media platforms, constantly in the media, on television.
Yeah.
And so you guys, we have to be wiser now.
Discerning
now, where we're seeing these things and we don't let it jump our emotions and just, react. We have to now think, chill, and respond.
Right. Because everything, social media, we know this, they only put pieces of something out there.
Right.
We don't know the whole story to anything. So somebody put a clip out there of somebody that's done something they say is terrible or bad, and you don't know the whole full story. Then we begin to do what? We begin to judge. We begin to, there's anger, built up anger, then frustration, and all of this. And then what happens is that narrative that is being fed to us, we begin to what? Believe it and act out
and
on it.
Babe,
right?
We don't even read. All we read is the headline.
We read the headline.
We don't watch the whole 2 minutes or go do any research to find out what happened. We'll take the 20-second clip that was in a short and now we've judged the situation, judged the people, judged the whole circumstances off of a headline,
right,
that has been sensationalized in a 20-second clip off of something that took 20 minutes for it to happen.
That's right.
So again, these are distractions, and we're reacting out of ignorance, and that is what the enemy wants us to do.
Right. That's right.
That's what he wants us to do is jump up and get quick. And I have to say this to my people as African Americans, because we have been through so much, particularly in this country, and we have been marked around the world and viewed as savages, or we're inept, or we don't have this, or we don't have that, or we're not this and this and that. We tend to, because of those things, we tend to kind of harbor a little bit of aggression, right? And we will get with you. We will react when we see something or we feel that we sense something that is going left when we're trying to go forward or go right. And so I want us to be careful of that, because there are entities that are out there that are trying to play on our feelings and our emotions, because they know we're wired that way. And the thing of it is that we're
That's
wired
good.
with love, and we're wired with compassion, and we're wired with forgiveness. But we've also been wired with pain because of what we've been through
Right.
and what the generations before us have been through.
That's right.
And so there are people, there are entities, there are demonic forces out there that try to pounce on that pain and try to recall that and remind us of what we once were. So when someone's calling us the N word, they want a reaction from us because of what they got from our parents or what the generations before us and how they were called those things. They got a reaction from them. We have to be wiser now. I'm not saying you're not going to feel some kind of way. Of course you are. But we have to be wiser now, and we have to see it from afar, that when we notice those kinds of behaviors, we don't react. We respond.
Right. And I'm gonna say this: I've saw quite a bit of those issues. Again, in the climate that we're in now, I've seen some of our African American people not responding the way we could. I've seen them say, "No, I'm gonna record you." But I'm not going to respond to you.
Right.
I'm not going to go there because that's what you're expecting me to do.
That's
wisdom.
Yeah.
And just like you were saying, our forefathers and ancestors before, a lot of them, they didn't respond. They just, they felt outnumbered. So they just went ahead with whatever. If you were called that, you couldn't say anything. You're going to get hosed. You're going to get dogs on you, whatever the police was going to do to you. So they didn't really have that option to respond. But now our generation, I'm a Gen X, our generation, we were like, we ain't have it. What? You say what? Before I know, it, somebody is on top of somebody.
Right.
But now we have to learn wisdom because of the Fifth Amendment now. Right. People are carrying weapons and all of that. We just want you all to be safe.
Right.
We want you all to be here. And I'm going to add something else to that. If the police stops you as an African American young man or older man or young woman, you guys, put your hands on the steering wheel, okay? You have to remember, okay, you want to argue at that moment about the situation, but you got loved ones that love you. Somebody loves you. People love you, and they want you to come home. Do what you are asked of you to do. Put your hands on the steering wheel. And then what you can do is, once you give them the information they need, your driver's license, your insurance, you ask for their name and what? Badge number. Okay? And if you have, again, in your car, if you have a smartphone and you're recording, that's even better. But do not provoke them. There are already a lot of them. Some of the police, and I'm not coming against police officers. I'm talking about the bad ones. Right. They're ready for you to be.
They're looking.
They're looking for it so that they can be provoked to do something to you. So I'm asking you, please, as your sister in love, please put your hand on the steering wheel. Please do what they ask you to do. But then after that, get the necessary information from them that you need. Okay?
Again, don't be so quick to react.
Don't be so quick to react.
Quick to react out of anger.
Right.
That person, that police officer, whatever, has the law backing them.
Right.
Whether they pulled you over in the right or in the wrong,
right,
they have the law of that city, of that state, that jurisdiction. They have the law of the land backing them.
Right.
So what you have to understand as a citizen is that because that person does have the law backing them, even if they may have pulled you over for the wrong reason, you are still obligated to abide by the law.
Yeah.
And so, what my wife is saying, this is not to give a pass to racist.
I'm not giving a pass.
We're not giving no pass to that. Please understand what we're saying is that we would rather you come home
and you fight it in court.
Right. Fight it honorably. Fight it intelligently.
Right.
Fight it with the confines that you can fight it in,
right,
as a citizen.
right,
Fight it there in the courts. Don't fight it on the street. Don't fight it in the back of an alley or in somebody's car where nobody can come to your rescue,
right,
or nobody can help you in that particular situation.
right.
That's just wisdom.
Yes.
And so again, during these kinds of times in the holidays, everybody's under pressure. Yeah. People want to perform. People want to meet their quotas. They want to make money here, this and this, and whether it's done right or it's done wrong, people have that pressure to do so. But we have to operate in intelligence. We have to operate with wisdom and in dignity, so that we don't make no room for stupidity. We don't make no room for the enemy. Our future is great. Don't let nobody tell you that it isn't. Our future is great. It is.
Yes.
Now, I know there's calamity going on. I know it feels chaotic. But I will say this, and I mean this, honey. If we abide in him.
Yes.
If we abide in God. If we trust him.
Right.
If we lean to him.
Right.
Even when it looks bad, it feels bad. And family, I've been there. My wife and I have been there. But if we stay under him and under his protection and under his word, we will come out on the other side into something glorious that has been laid up for us, that had our names on it. But we won't get there if we're going to be angry. We won't get there if we're going to be all aggressive, and we won't get there if we can't be kind and compassionate toward one another. I know there was some videos that we were looking at for some brothers in Nigeria. They were doing some kind of tests out there on the streets where, they would go and ask a homeless guy. He was disguised as a homeless gentleman, and he would ask people for, a little help or some food or some money or whatever. And some of the people out there in Nigeria were just so ugly towards him. Now, he was undercover, and he had someone from afar filming the interaction. And he was just asking for a little bit of food or, a little bit of naira or whatever so he could get something. And some people wouldn't give him anything. But then when there was someone that would give him something, or that would give him, some food, or would give him a couple of naira or whatever, he would turn around and tell him, "Oh, I'm filming you from afar, and I don't really need your money." And he'd give him the money back. "And I don't really need your food," and he'd give him the food back. But what he would do is he would reach down in his bag that he was carrying as a homeless person, and he'd pick up this stack of money, this stack of naira, and give it to them while they're closed, while they have their hands open and their eyes closed. And he put this stack of money in their hands and say, "Because you were compassionate towards me, because you were kind to me, I'm going to reward you with this." Now, that's a man doing that undercover, filmed on camera to put on social media. Now, if he's doing that, what more is God doing, who sees everything at all times and don't need no camera to film? And he's going to roll back the tape on all of us. And he's going to one day say, "Now, you remember this one who came to you and asked you for a piece of bread? And you just said, 'Oh, I don't have time for that. Get away from me.' Or this one over here where they asked for prayer. You said, 'Oh man, I'm too busy. I'm over here. I got this business contract I'm trying to lock in. I ain't got time to be praying.'" Don't let God roll back the tape and you couldn't be shown being kind and compassionate towards someone. Now, I'm not saying we can all drop and hand out big wads of money to people when they ask for it. I'm not saying that. But even when you don't have it to give, you can still be kind. When you don't even have the resources to help someone at that point in time, you can still be kind. You can kindly tell someone, I'm sorry, I don't. My wife and I, we don't carry cash on us. So when we go somewhere and someone asks us for something, we may not have any cash on us. There's been times when I've gone into the store and went to the ATM to pull out cash for that person. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying it to pin roses on myself, but I'm saying if I have it, I'm going to give it.
Or we buy groceries.
Or we buy groceries.
Someone need groceries. I mean, it's numerous scenarios.
There's ways that you can find yourself showing kindness to somebody. But even when you don't have it, you don't have to be mean to them. Yes. And mean to one another when you don't have it.
That's it.
Right. I don't have it. If I did, I'd definitely help you. There's a way you can do it.
Right. Or let me see what I can help you with.
Let me see what I can help you with.
Right.
This in one of the videos, this lady had a fruit stand. And she's got plenty of fruit and plenty of food. Nobody's coming there to buy her food. And the homeless guy asked for one piece of fruit. Rather than kindly give him a piece of fruit, she was going to take one of the pieces of fruit and throw it at him so that he would leave the fruit stand. Why am I saying all this, y'all? Because the foundation of everything that we need to help change the world, the foundation is compassion. Right. The foundation is empathy. The foundation is love. And so as we enter into this season where people are grieving and people are killing themselves because they can't get through the day, I want to remind us that if we allow God to make things better, and we believe that He will, then it will be better.
It will be.
It will be better. And so, you guys, two years, and we had to come back with this kind of message first. Yeah, we're going to get into the travel stuff. Yeah, we're going to get into all the fun stuff of marriage and all those things. But we know people are hurting because we were. And we know people need others because we did. And so, honey, before we close, if there's anything that you want to tell the people before we sign off, because I feel like this past 2 years have been a challenge for you, but have also restructured things for you, have reshifted things for you, and have birthed something new in you that only you know. Mm-hmm. And if you'd share that, then I think that would definitely encourage others.
The 2 years that now that my parents have both transitioned made me, I went through emotions, so many emotions. I felt alone. I felt like an orphan. And I said that to my husband. But as time now has passed and I've allowed God to help me through this, when I didn't know what to say but just cry, I realized that my parents never did leave me. They're still here. They're in me. The things they've taught me, the things they told me. And my dad, I remember him telling me, Daddy said, he would sing the song, "A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify." He said, you got to finish your course here. And he's finished his, him and my mother. And I've learned that time waits on no one. We can be here today and gone tomorrow. If you love someone, if you have loved ones and people that love you, show them. Be intentional. If there is issues in your family that need to be taken care of and straightened out, if it wasn't your fault, go to them. Extend the olive leaf to them. After that, it's up to them. Love intentionally. Don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because we all do. But understand that this is not Hollywood. It's not going to be camera cut. This is it. We get this time, this chance. And we want to make sure that the people that are hurting, like we spoke about, the people that are going through, the people that need to see your love and compassion, give it to them. Don't be afraid to show your vulnerable side. Okay? Don't be afraid to show that, because someone needs to see that. Someone needs to know that they can get through what you're going through or what you've gone through. When you said earlier, we've gone through and we need it, we still need. Everyone needs something or someone. So I've learned in these 2 years and over my lifetime now that life is for the living. And those who want to live will live. Those who don't, unfortunately, they won't. But we pray and we hope that after you see this particular segment, that you will understand that your life is so much more worth being here than not being here. So my prayer is that you understand that you're loved, that you're valuable, that you're cherished, you're here for a purpose, and that God is with you always. All you have to do is reach out to him and to those that he put in place to help you through this life. That is my ultimate prayer for you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, honey. And you guys, I will say this: love keeps no record of wrong.
No.
And so, whatever you're holding on to against what others have done that have wronged you, these 2 years were not just years of us grieving the loss of loved ones. We lost friendships. We lost business deals. We lost money. We have been scammed. We have had our character assassinated. We have had our integrity lied on. Yeah. All those things have transpired over the past couple of years. But if we keep records of that, meaning we harbor angst and anger and frustration and bitterness towards people, then we stay stuck and we stay behind instead of moving forward into the great things that are ahead for us. And so the 2 years, the hiatus, was for us to get it right. Regardless of what people did, regardless of what people said, regardless of what happened to loved ones and so forth, it was still a shifting. It was still a time where we had to get right. It's kind of like, I can use the analogy of a snake shedding its old skin. We had to shed some things off that were no longer of use to us. And in shedding those things off, it doesn't mean that we don't love those people that wronged us. We love them. But when we take that off, we don't put that back on. So we don't put back on those relationships that hurt us. We just move forward so we can continue to heal from it. Right? If If I had an outfit that was that I've grown out of because I've put on weight and it's too tight for me to fit, I'm not gonna put it on because I'm gonna look a fool in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm the fool trying to put this thing on that no longer fits me. It was for that season, it was for that time, it was for that weight. I'm no longer in that time, I'm no longer in that weight anymore. So I'm not going to try to fit into something that I don't fit anymore. Mm-hmm. And we have to understand that with mentalities. We have to understand that with how we do things, how we used to do things. Old friendships, yeah. Old relationships, yeah. Old business partners, whatever the situation is. Those things no longer fit us. We loved them when we had them, but they don't fit us for where we're going. And so you guys, tune in next Sunday, 2:00 right here on Living More with the Morgans. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, excuse me, I can't talk. Subscribe right here to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@LivingMoreMorgans. And you can also find us on our social media pages. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on X, we're everywhere, you guys. But we just want to connect with you. And if you can't find us on our social media channels, which you can also go to our website at www.livingmorewiththemorgans.com. Until next Sunday at 2:00, we'll see you. Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Have a good one.